called Dead Stock Coffee. We're a sneaker-themed coffee shop in downtown Portland.
What does Kwanzaa mean to you?
I'll be completely honest. I don't actually really know. I grew up Christian, so I'm not really too sure. Um, but I know that it does have a significant meaning to some black people, and so I want to make sure that if you could tell me, that would be great. Yeah.
Kwanzaa is not a religious holiday. It's celebrated from December 26 to January 1 annually to pay tribute to African American cultural living and practices since founded in 1966 by Dr. Mawulana Karinga. The 7 days is in honor of the Nguzo Saba, or the Seven Principles. What does Kwanzaa mean to you?
Kwanzaa means respect, me knowing who we are, our heritage, our tradition, and great things. That's what Kwanzaa means to me.
Hi everyone, my name is Laquita Lanford, and I'm here in Portland, Oregon. And what my experience with Kwanzaa over the last several years, really deeply into my evolving into my culture and Black liberation, it means a lot about family and unity. I enjoy the 7 days of coming together with the community, and it has taught me so much about just bridging history from our past into our future, into the now, to be able to um, be a support to the next generation. So every principle, one of my favorite principles with Kwanzaa is Nia, which means purpose. And I live an evolving role in my life is purpose.
Kwanzaa is about hope. Kwanzaa is about remembrance. It's about honoring my ancestors and all of the ancestors of my reflection. It's about knowing where I'm from so I can really get to where I want to be. And so many of us are just plopped down that there's no way we can truly have ingest success if you have no idea where you have been. So I want to celebrate where we have been so I can truly celebrate where I want to be. So to me, it's not a holiday. It's a feeling. It's a remembrance to get my shit back together. Because they gave me something, they worked for things, and it's about honoring that work. That's it.
How do you plan to celebrate Kwanzaa in 2020?
Well, now that I know a little bit more about Kwanzaa, I actually think that it will be a great opportunity to not only celebrate all those principles with family and with friends, but also as a business to try to help infuse some of those principles into the community. Deadstock is a very community-driven place, and so understanding now what Kwanzaa is and that it's a celebration, or it's a way to sit and reflect and understand just what happened over the year and then everything moving forward. I think it would be great to be able to infuse those principles. We always wanted to be we never hidden from being peace camp. We never hidden from being a space owned by a black person, by myself, or that we have black employees. But there are times in the coffee industry where we kind of have to take a step back and for people to understand or to think that we are legit. We have to kind of hide behind the business part. But moving forward now with everything that's been going on in the world, I think it would be awesome to add those opportunities to the shop and represent that from the business perspective. So now I'm looking forward to it. I didn't even know.
2020 is a year to commemorate. We must not forget COVID-19 or the lives lost to the coronavirus, the resurgence of the Black Lives Matter movement, and the lives lost to racist violence. How do you plan on celebrating Kwanzaa in 2020?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I want you to get that out because 2020 done kicked my ass so bad, and all of us, I hope to be breathing better. I can't even get there because I'm so in murk right now, and that is just my honest truth. However it is, I plan to celebrate it with my reflection. And I'm going to keep laughing because 2020 is really painful. And it's hard for me to say how I'm going to celebrate because I'm finding a way to get through. And so that's my honest answer. I don't do bullshit answers. I'm all like, girl, I had to laugh at that. I'm so sorry. Yes. Come on over, guys. So that's my answer. Can we pause for a second?
How do you plan to celebrate Kwanzaa in 2020?
How do I have no idea yet, but I'm going to sit down with my wife and think about it, and we're going to talk about it so we can have a special Kwanzaa for our grandbabies, because this has been a very trying 2020. We've lost a few relatives with the COVID-19 pandemic. We lost our greatest, oldest family member, our auntie at 103, that we're still dealing with right now. In and out of town and taking care of her and her husband's last wishes in business in Richmond, California. And we just want things to get better and move through this pandemic so we can see a brighter day, a new beginning, and better things happening for us, for the world, for the nation, for each and every person that have lost somebody, and for new leadership that's coming, hopefully. And we want to quit fighting for what we've been fighting for 57 years ago, 400 years ago. Quit fighting, quit marching, and we don't need nobody else to lift us up. We've got to lift ourselves up. We know Black Lives Matter, and we know all lives matter, but Black Lives Matter, and we've got to come together, quit hating on our brothers and sisters when one has got a place over here doing better, because at the end of the day, we all come in with nothing, and we're leaving with nothing. But when we want to leave with, we want to see the next generation doing better. And we don't want to fight for the same thing over and over. And that's my dream, and that's my hope, and that's what I want to see personally.
Celebrating Kwanzaa in 2020, since we've had a little practice with social distancing, I still plan to gather in community in a smaller, maybe more smaller, intimate dinner for sure. In 2020, I do plan to attend any sort of events that may be online to support those who are doing this hard work to continue our tradition. So yeah, I'm an organizer. I've been doing a lot of work through this pandemic, and that is the difference, it being a pandemic. So how do I plan to celebrate? Wearing my mask, keeping my social distancing, washing my hands, and yeah, that's my plan.
The Kinara holds the 7 candles, and the candles are lit in order, starting with the center black candle that represents Umoja, meaning unity. By the 7th day, all candles are collectively lit. During Kwanzaa, it is customary to greet friends and family with habari gani, which in Swahili means, what's the news?
And remember the past, how in this city we've had more minority business, and now we're going backwards. We're backpedaling. We're not gaining any ground. You know, we want to go forward. We don't want to just march backwards. We want to march ahead, and we all got to get the oppressor off our head and our back and our neck, and we've got to support one another. We've got to take all our talents that God gave us. We've got to learn how to grow our own food. put our own resources together and think about how it used to be when our mothers and fathers and grandfathers and grandmothers didn't have nothing. But at the end of the day, they made ends meet with nothing. And it was togetherness thing. You know, it's not me, myself, and I. Because, hey, the little money I have in the bank, which is nothing, it was here before I got here, it's gonna be here when I'm gone. So, I wanna be remembered as a leader, as a good person, not a selfish person, and as one who can make great strides with nothing. As a human being, we've got to love each other. We've got to support one another, because at the end of the day, we are one. You know, we are one. We came from the earth, we're going back to the earth. And we've got to understand and work together and say, hey, let's do this thing and let's do it right.